Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a couple of things. I've been working on more canning this weekend, and I have already done a lot. I'm working on getting the rest of the sauerkraut put away so we can go ahead and preserve that. I want to go ahead and do another canning video, a water bath canning video. We're going to water bath meat. Yes, you can do it safely, so long as you know the science behind it and you can gauge. It all comes down to experience and research. If you take a look, Europeans don't pressure can. Now, the recipe that I have, I am taking from a French recipe. We're going to be making pâté. Pâté is a mixture of meat and liver or other organs, and making kind of like a spread, kind of like a liverwurst. It's very popular in Europe, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make a quadruple batch because we're canning this. I have 4 pounds of pork belly. If you want to add more flavor, you can use 2 pounds of bacon, 2 pounds of pork belly. And then we have 2 pounds of beef liver. It's recommended to use more of a cleaner liver with this, like duck liver or goose liver. We don't have access to that here. The only livers that I have access to is chicken and beef. The butcher shop that I go to, I don't think they would have anything else. They might have pork. I'd like to keep things in the family. Earlier this week, I went ahead and cooked the chicken and chicken liver, made chicken pâté. But we don't have anything. It's considered a specialty food here for like duck liver, goose liver, things of that nature, and it's a lot more expensive. So we're going to cut up the pork belly, put it through our meat grinder. I have a medium grinder hole attached to this, and so that way we can go ahead and get that done. I don't want to do it fine, and I don't want to do a coarse, so we're going to do a nice medium. Now that we have the pork belly ground up, we're going to add our spices first before we run the liver through the grinder. Trust me, it's easier this way. Okay, 4 cups of pork belly. We're going to add 2 eggs, no shell. Quarter cup of wine, cognac, Chardonnay, whatever you wish. I'm using Moscato. Okay, equal parts salt and pepper. I am going to go ahead and use, for this, I'm going to use a whole tablespoon. This is only half of what we are doing. I still have to add the liver. Okay, and I'm going to do half a tablespoon of nutmeg. If I can get it out of the jar. All right, there we go. And for my next trick, I'm going to need gloves. So I'm also going to, not only am I going to mix this up, but I'm also going to, I get the liver in here. You want to get this really nice and good mixed up. And get the liver in. All right, so now that we have the meat mixture in the bowl, okay, it looks like ick. It looks like ick. It's going to taste good. The reason why you want to water bath this and not pressure can it, I mean, you can pressure can it. You run the risk of overcooking it. Pate is supposed to be a delicate dish. Okay, you're supposed to be able to spread it over crackers. You're supposed to be able to spoon it. It's not going to happen if it's overcooked. And it's going to taste terrible. It's going to taste rubbery. Just like if you overcook liver. Now, there's also a difference in jars. You want the one with the straight neck. Okay, goes from the bottom to the top. Does not curve like this. The reason being is that you can get it out of this jar better than you can on this one because you have the lip. That's the only reason. You can do that in these. But if you want it for like presentation and parties and stuff like that, use this. That way you can just plop it out like cranberry sauce. Now that I have thoroughly livered myself, let's go ahead and fill these jars up. Start water bathing. Make sure you have time in the day to do this. It's currently at 7:15, and I'm probably going to be in bed in 3 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and save this to do tomorrow. And you can put it in the refrigerator, bring it out, let it warm up a little bit, and then you can go ahead and boil. These jars right here are going to take 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours because it's denser, it's meat, as well as they're big jars. Now, I did do the chicken liver in smaller jars for 3 hours. And it turned out really, really well. Also, if you want to, put some garlic and an onion through the grinder as well to add even more flavor to the pate if that's something that you wish. We're just making plain pate, something that you can just spread on a piece of bread and eat it like a liverwurst sandwich. You want to try to get as many of the air pockets out as possible while you are layering this in. It's easier to do it that way than to try to get the air pockets out after you've filled it up with meat. Ask me how I know this. That chicken liver was hard to debubble, and I still have bubbles. And again, 1-inch headspace, because this is going to release the oil from the pork belly, and it'll make its own seal cap. About like that. Okay, so we have everything jarred up. I've got 7 pints of liverwurst or liver pate. And like I said, we're not going to do this tonight. I'm going to stick these in the fridge and water bath them tomorrow. But I am going to show you what I have water bathed. The chicken liver pate that I made a couple of days ago. And show you how that came out in the jar. Now, there's going to be some people out there saying, oh, you're going to die. You're going to kill your family with botulism. And number one, learn your viruses, please, and bacteria, because you don't get botulism from meat. You get salmonella, especially chicken and fish. I've only gotten botulism once. That was approximately, I want to say, 28 years ago. 28 years ago. I was living with my first husband, and I had eggplant that went bad, but it was in the refrigerator and it wasn't canned. It was actually a fresh eggplant. So I cooked it up, ate it. Nobody else did. Kids were fine because they didn't want it. And I'm the only one got sick. I was sick for like 3 days. But that's the only time I've ever gotten botulism. And it was from an eggplant. Now, salmonella, on the other hand, I've never had. I don't want to. But that's the reason why we're doing this safely. Okay, I water bath this for 3 hours. It's a smaller can. It's dense inside of here, so it took that long for it to come to pressure inside of the jar. You never really want to pressure can this. You can overcook it. And that's why you want to boil this for 4 hours. It's bigger and it's denser, and it takes a little bit more time to get to the center of the meat that's in here. But all in all, this will come out as a really nice spreadable hors d'oeuvre. I can't talk today. And just to let you know, just as a side note, you know how last video everything was 90 degrees? It's February. It's now 40 degrees in this February. We have hit our second winter. Our first false spring almost turned out to be a false summer. I'm still surprised we're all being able to talk at this point and not losing our voices. Okay, here's the chicken pate. We're going to go ahead, smell it. It smells absolutely wonderful. Scrape the stuff off the lid. And this is the reason why you want to use the straight jars. Hopefully in one piece. This had a few air pockets in it, so it's a little bit crumbly. Look at that, it's all cooked in the middle. This went in raw. Okay, you can take this, spread it on your cracker, crouton, bread, whatever you want. And you've got your snack, lunch, lazy supper. whatever you want. You can definitely taste the liver and the spices that I put in here. I put nutmeg in this too. You can definitely taste the nutmeg. But I also added a little bit of mace to this because the chicken has a different flavor profile than the beef does. And she approves? Yes? Look how big she's getting. She's also been running around because it's colder outside. She's in a mood, so she's hyper. And yeah, she's learned that she can jump on the bed now. She's too smart. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this done. And that's going to be for tomorrow. I got the kraut that I've already put away. I also put away some carrots this week because I was able to find those on sale. I think that's done for the week. We're working on the garden, making sure that nothing freezes again. And hopefully we'll have at least something fresh out of the garden. We're already taking out small green leaves of the garlic, along with onion and some parsley that we already have, and we're mixing them with eggs and we are making garden omelets. So you know, this whatever is in the garden goes in an omelet. That's garden omelets. Well, thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.